don't even have to ask for it
for me to get it. When you see my ass in this, I charge credit. Your dad drops stacks on this, and don't forget it. He's trying to find my pussy pics up on Reddit. Gloss on the blunt, ain't sorry, it's Fenty. Don't mean to stump, but we stuntin' plenty. End of the night, and your bank account's empty. Yeah, Lim Bianca own 2020. It's like BFF necklace, VIP guest list. Leave the boys breathless when they get reckless. My life is infectious. Roll up in a Lexus. Me and my girl come through. Let's get it. Hello.
Hello, my love.
Oh my goodness.
Hello. Special edition.
Special edition. So I'm Maxie.
Hello, I'm Carolyn.
And this is Mutable Immutables, the show where we quibble queerly.
We exchange pleasantries.
Yeah, so cool. So this is, like Carolyn said, this is a special edition. Currently we are both in LA. We're living large. And why are we in LA, Carolyn?
We are in LA for DragCon 2020. Oh, wait.
No, not
2022.
We are here for DragCon 2022. This is for both of us, this is our first DragCon. It's our first time in LA. It's our first time in California. And for Carolyn, I think it's your first time on the West Coast, right?
Yeah. The farthest I've been is like Arizona and Utah. So yeah, this is my first time on the West Coast, and I saw the Pacific Ocean for the first time.
Yeah.
And so that was fucking cool.
Are you living?
I'm living. Are you living?
I'm living. I do have to say, I live on the West Coast, but East Coast is the best coast.
Yes.
That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know. I love Seattle. I do. LA's cool, but it's really hot, and the like sidewalks and the streets are really big. It just, I don't know. It feels weird. But that being said, I'm having the fucking time of my life at DragCon. We're having such a good time. Oh my goodness. So today is Saturday. Today is day 2 of DragCon. What is today? May 14th. So DragCon is May 13th, 14th, and 15th, 2022. Today's day 2. We initially had planned to record tomorrow to kind of like recap the whole thing.
But we had some time.
We had some time today, and we've seen a fucking lot.
We sure have.
The last 2
we
days.
Have had such a good experience. And I feel like both of us kind of came in with like no expectations because we had never done this before. And we are like fucking living. Like we are having so much fun.
I've made a list of the queens that we have seen so far from RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yes.
Now, this list does not include the queens that we have seen in panels, or like in booths, because we haven't really done booths. Actually, the only booths that we've done, I think, have been a couple of Dragula booths for you, right?
Yeah, I mean, like Bible Girl, and like the Divine thing.
But you also saw Disasterina and
then Louisiana Purchase today. Yeah.
So we've done a couple Dragula booths mainly because they haven't really had lines, and because Carolyn's a big Dragula fan.
Well, I didn't even know Louisiana Purchase was gonna be there, and she was like, "Surprise!" And so I just like saw her. I was like, "Holy shit, is that you?"
Fully. Also, I have to apologize to Bible Girl. Fully. I do not know who you are, but I do have a picture with you. I fully respect what you're doing. I'm sorry I don't know who you are.
But let me just say, she was so fucking nice.
She was so nice.
And she was like asking about my outfit. She like asked where we were from and what's our deal. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm here with my friend. And she was super fucking nice, and she looked really cool too. And
she had this sickening fucking faceplate on, which I don't understand how she could even see out of it.
Yeah, listeners, do you watch The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City? She looked like Meredith Marks. If you know, you know.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's been great. So I do have a list of the queens that we've seen, and the context of this is, if you've ever been to DragCon before, you know how it goes. If you've never been to DragCon, let me explain to you. Sometimes these queens, since they are real people, and since they're just busy people, they have like things to do. And so in between panels and in between meet and greets, they'll just be walking around on the expo floor, and sometimes they just bump into fans. And so for some of these queens, we have been those fans.
We have been bumping into them.
Yes. And so I have a short list of the ones that we've bumped into so far, and the way that I'm still reeling from some of it. I also, full disclosure, I'm not one of those people that like. Well, when I was a teenager, I used to be more in like stan girl mode and like, fanboying and whatever. But like generally IRL, I'm not gonna like, see someone on the street and be like, "Oh my God, can I get a picture?" But here's the thing. This is DragCon. This is the gay Met Gala. This is literally why we're here. So abso-fucking-lutely, I was gonna be like, "Oh my God, are you?" So here's who we've seen so far. This is not a complete list. This is just the list that we can remember.
And these are people that we've like either spoken to, like we said hi to, not like.
These are people we've either said hi to or have been like less than like 5 feet away from and waved at. There are probably a couple other entries on this list, but we've been day drinking. So
also, weed is legal here.
Weed is legal here. I've been day drinking. Yeah. So and this is not in order of appearance. This is just
in order of how we thought of them.
Yeah. So first we've got Gottmik. This was yesterday. We were going to, what was it? The
from a panel to a panel.
Yeah, I think we were going. Was it the All-Stars 7?
Maybe.
Panel. We were going to see the All-Stars 7 panel at DragCon, and we saw Gottmik just like walking fully right beside us, looking fucking gorgeous.
White face paint and everything.
Yes. Yeah, incredible. I didn't say hi. I've been like way too nervous to say hi to so many of these people because it's
relate.
Like I'm not worthy. Carolyn has been great at it. Carolyn's been like, "Oh my gosh, hello, I love you," and I've been like, "Please don't look at me. I'm not worthy."
I just love telling people I love their outfits, even with like queens that aren't like on Drag Race but who are just walking around in their outfits. I have just been loving telling people I love their outfits because people so much work into shit.
Yeah.
And they don't even have a booth. They're not even famous, but they like
they're just walking
show
around.
up in drag at this event and walk around in wigs and high heels all day just to do it. And I'm like, you deserve the fucking world for that. I love you.
Yeah, short digression. When I came here, I was fully expecting to see like homemade drag queens, like, I mean, I don't want to say homemade because that sounds like reductive, but like, local drag queens to whatever towns they live in, but non-Rue girls, non-Dragula girls, whatever. I have not seen a single queen or a single pedestrian who has had a bad outfit. No. These girls are pulling out every fucking stop, and they look fucking gorgeous. And one of the best things about DragCon is not only is it like the gay Met Gala where you like see these people that you idolize, these artists that you super respect and everything, but it is just a room full of queers supporting queers. Like, Carolyn and I look cute today, make no mistake, but it's like we're not pulling out all the stops these other girls are pulling. Yes. And there was a point earlier today, we were taking a picture in this mirror. I think it was for like Mickey's WeHo or something. Yeah. And there were these queers behind us that were like, "Yes, girl, like you look so good." And I'm like, "Oh my God, it's just so, I love being gay. I love it."
Yeah, and I just love it. There's fucking drag queens, leather daddies, pups, strippers, go-go boys,
half naked people fully in their underwear.
Living go. Like, this is what I live for. This is where I want to be forever, is like amongst whores.
Yes. It's like Pride, but it's inside and it's air conditioned. It's fantastic.
And there's $12 canned cocktails.
Which, by the way, and I'll probably get to this later, but one of the things that I'm into this week is the House of Love cocktails.
This is not an ad. They have earned more than enough money.
This is not an ad, but it is their first year being in business. And let me just say, these House of Love fucking cocktails.
They're good. They are good.
Fucking good.
Yeah.
They don't even taste like alcohol, and they get you to the perfect level of being just drunk enough to say hello to someone that you love and admire, but not drunk enough to like forget about it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's perfect.
Like a seltzer, like a wine.
Yeah. I would say it's like kind of like a White Claw Surge +1. They're 10%. It's hot. It's good, and the cans are so cute. That being said, if WoW Presents or Mom Podcasts would like to sponsor this, we will fully advertise for the House of Love cocktails because mama, they're good. Okay, so we met Gottmik, or we didn't meet Gottmik.
No,
we
saw
Gottmik.
We stood in her presence.
We stood in her presence, and it was amazing. One of my favorites that we met today was Lemon.
We met Lemon.
We met fucking Lemon. Now, here's the thing. Carolyn and I, we're not out here like, you know, we don't have Lemon's discography memorized. We haven't seen everything that she said or done, but we just like love her energy. We love her vibe so much.
We're zesties.
We're zesties for sure. And so we were just minding our own fucking business, walking along the expo floor, and we saw this herd of yellow. And we're like, oh my gosh, look at all the Lemon fans. And then we're like, fuck.
Wait, no, that's Lemon.
Wait, no, Lemon's there. And so we like fully walked right beside her, and she made eye contact with both of us, and we were like, oh my God, we love you. And she was like, thanks, I love you too. And it's like, again, I don't like to be chuggy. I don't like to engage in this fangirl culture, but I'm having a good time. And Lemon said hello to me. Also today we walked by Jujubee. Very short but very cute.
Yeah, like we were like taller than her.
Yeah.
And she was like in drag with heels and everything.
Yeah, but she was so cute. She had this like cute little lavender wig. And she was so nice. I even saw on the expo floor, she like right after we passed her, there was another fan who was like, oh my gosh, can I get a picture? And she was like, yeah, of course. Aww. And so she just got this like, she gave this like free picture to a fan. Yeah. It was so cute.
That's so sweet.
First thing this fucking morning, we passed by Jimbo.
Yeah.
In her full-on like tie-dye jumpsuit.
On our way to pee.
Yeah, Jimbo's going to pee. We were actually on our way to the UK versus the World reunion taping, which
we had just gotten there.
Yeah, we had just gotten there. A little late, actually.
We were there like 10, 15 minutes late.
Yeah.
But then we passed Jimbo, so we were like, okay, I guess it hasn't started yet.
Yeah, so Carolyn said hello to Jimbo. I was too nervous, but Carolyn was like, oh my gosh, hi, I love you.
And Jimbo was like, thank you, hi.
Yeah, you know, yeah. And we'll talk about the panels that we've seen so far in a little bit. But so yeah, we saw Jimbo. We saw Deja Sky a couple times.
And I wasn't even meaning to get her attention, but I was trying to tell you, Max. I was like, oh my God, that's Deja. And then Deja heard me and turned around, and it was kind of a...
The gag about that is, though, Carolyn was like, oh my God, that's Deja. Me, fully, Carolyn's friend who was here at the convention with her, did not hear her. Deja Sky, fully... Deja Sky at the convention was the one that heard her. So yeah. Carolyn's like, oh my God, that's Deja Sky. Me, I'm not hearing her at all. Deja is like, oh, hi. And then I didn't realize until after we'd already walked past her and she had already like looked at us and waved. I was like, fuck, that's Deja Sky. And Carolyn was like, that's what I just said. Yeah. But we also saw Deja yesterday too, didn't we?
We saw her a couple times. She has looked so pretty.
Oh my God.
The times we've seen
She's
her.
Been looking so good. Yeah. I love her. Also today and yesterday, we've seen Willem from season 4.
Yes! Bitch, I am a slut for Willem. I'm so sorry. I know she's problematic, but she's like season 4 is the one that I watched live in high school or whenever it came out, and like Willem was like the only one that stuck with me through the years. Like, bitch, I fucking love her. And
I gotta say this though.
IRL.
Is she problematic or is she just honest?
No, she's a little problematic.
Okay, well, Also, though, are drag queens fully squishy and Disney and perfect? I don't think they should be.
And that's why I don't hold her to that standard.
Yeah. Willem did not say hi to us. The only times that we saw Willem was when she was at the Mom Podcast's booth. Yesterday we saw her. I don't think she was recording an episode of Race Chaser because Alaska wasn't there. And same for today. But she looked hot. She looked good. So we saw Willem. The next on the list is Gia Gunn.
What you wanna do isn't
the dolls are just the dolls.
What you're gonna do.
So I've never been like a diehard Gia Gunn stan, but I love how unapologetic she is. I know that she's been kind of problematic, but like the dolls are just the dolls.
So we took a picture with her.
We fully unintentionally took a picture with her. We were like walking through the expo on the pink carpet, and we passed this person who had a sign that was like,
meet Gia Gunn.
Yeah, meet Gia Gunn, you know, no cost, whatever. And so Carolyn had said like, oh my God, Gia Gunn. And the person holding the sign was like, yeah, she's just right there. You can go meet her. And so we were like, yeah, okay, whatever. But then we walked by and there was like maybe 2 or 3 people in front of us.
Like, fuck it.
It was not that long. And I think we'd already had our first cocktail at this point. So we were like, fuck it. Sure. Why not? Like, she's an icon. Yeah. So we fully met Gia Gunn. She's the only one we've gotten a picture with so far.
True.
Yeah.
The only Rue girl.
Yeah, the only Rue girl. Yeah. She was super nice.
She was. She was there promoting this cosmetics company, I think, called Life Gives You Lemons.
Yeah.
And so...
And she looked flawless.
She was wearing their makeup, and she looked really good. So.
Yeah, shout out to Life Gives You Lemons. It looked great, full coverage, looked, super fantastic. Aquaria we've seen a feue times, mostly at her booth, but yesterday when we were getting lunch, she walked, in front of us, and she had on these like fucking insane shoes.
I think she posted them on her Instagram or Twitter or something, so you can go look and you'll know exactly what we're talking about. They're like huge, weird alien platforms.
Y'all go look at Aquaria's Instagram and her Twitter at these shoes that she's been wearing, because she wore a different pair but similar vibe today.
Yeah, I think the same designer probably.
I feel like they're probably custom made or something, sure. But like they're fucking fabulous. If y'all are into it, go check it out, because that's just fully costume art. Yeah. I love it. Alana Verley, we walked right past. Her ass was out. But she seemed to be vibing. We didn't say hi to her or anything.
Seen her booth. I don't think we've seen her booth. Does she?
I don't think she has a booth. I don't know. Yeah. A lot of the Canada girls don't, except for like Lemon and Jimbo and Priyanka, I think. Yeah. But no, she looked great. Speaking of Priyanka, yesterday was day 1. We showed up a little bit late to the Queen's Walk, and so there was a crowd, so we couldn't like fully see the Queens as they did their whole, runway strut. But we did see a lot of them, and we heard all their names get announced and everything. But then after the runway walk was over, everybody was milling about, just, walking around trying to get a feel for what was going on. And we were just strutting about, and fully there was just Priyanka in her, I think it was her finale look with the extra set of arms, right? Yeah. And we were like, oh my God, that's Priyanka. That's Priyanka. That's Priyanka.
What's her name?
What's her name? So we saw her, and then later in that day, I think we were going to go to a panel, but then decided not to, or
maybe something like that.
We had some time to kill. Yeah, we were just wandering around, and so we were like, let's go see what's on the main stage. Because we wanted to be at the main stage by like 5-ish, because Cheryl Hole was performing at 5:10, and Alaska Thunderfuck 5000 was performing at 5:20. But by the time we showed up, I can't remember who was on the stage, but I think it was Settergreen, whatever, from Holland. Yeah. And she introduced Priyanka, and so we were like, fuck, we have to stay. And so we were vibing. Like, Priyanka was giving a great performance. She was doing a lot from her EP. And then, I don't know why we didn't expect this, but the drag gods, the gay gods,
they have smiled upon us.
They smiled upon us, because while we were there, and for those of you who have listened to every episode, you'll remember from the earlier episodes, Carolyn had introduced me to Come Through by Priyanka featuring Lemon. And so we were like, we didn't even expect Come Through to happen, because on the website for DragCon, when it like shows who's performing on the main stage, it just shows the name of like the main queen. It doesn't show featured queens or anything. And so we were like, oh my God, let's just like watch Priyanka. Fully unbeknownst to us, about 5 minutes after we had started watching Priyanka, she had done her own songs, and they were good, they were cute. And then we heard the intro to Come Through, and we looked at each other and we were like, oh my God. And so then Come Through started playing, and we were like singing along and everything. And I got to tell you, the way that the crowd screamed when Lemon came on, the way that I screamed.
The way that, like, I almost hit the floor. Like,
I was shitting my pants. First of all, I'm mad about this because I tried to record an Instagram video, and I was trying to record the whole thing, and then Instagram glitched on me, and the video got deleted. Carolyn got a video.
Yes. but I'm screaming the whole time.
It's mainly just the two of us screaming, so you can't even really hear Lemon, but that's okay because we have it memorized. But that was great. That was a surreal experience that I loved.
All I gotta say is, don't even have to ask for it
for me to get it. When you see my ass in this, I charge credit. Your dad drops stacks on this, so don't forget it. He's trying to find my pussy pics up on Reddit. Gloss on the blunt, ain't sorry, it's Fenty. Don't mean to stump, but we stuntin' plenty. End of the night and your bank account's empty. Yeah, Lim Bianca own 2020. It's like BFF necklace, VIP guest list. Leave the boys breathless when we get reckless. My life is infectious. Roll up in a Lexus. Me and my girl come through. Let's get it. Yeah, so yes! Short story short, we were living. So that was fully accidental, us seeing veritably our song, I think, at this point.
Fuck like, yeah.
That's our vibe.
Just stumbled on it.
And then yesterday we saw Crystal Versace walk by.
I thought wasn't that today?
Well, it was both. Yesterday we saw her walk by, but then today while we were outside at like the food truck area, she walked in front of us again, and we were like, fuck, she's literally right in front of us. Let's just say hi. So we said, like, hi, I love you. And she was like, hi, I love you too. Full disclosure, I was fully Team Elevade, which is not to say I
was Team Kitty.
I don't think, I mean, that top 3 was incredible for UK season 3, for those of you who haven't watched. Spoiler alert. But y'all know at this point. Came out
like a year ago.
Yeah, this whole podcast is full of spoilers. Yeah. I was Team Elevade because I wanted to fuck her, and I thought she was really talented, and I cannot stop saying microwave.
Microwave.
The microwave. But no, Crystal looked incredible. I have so much respect for her that
sex on
legs. I have so much respect for her that she's so young, and
she's like 20.
She like fully, she's younger than us by like multiple years.
Yeah.
And she fully knows what she wants to do, and she's fucking incredible at it. So full respect to her. I love that she said hi to us while we were just fully sitting on the ground, leaning up against this like cement wall.
There
was
chairs
vaping.
Available.
Yeah. We were just like, whatever. And oh my God, her makeup was so fierce.
Yeah.
She looks so good.
Who's next?
Shortly after we saw Crystal Versace today, we saw Adore Delano.
Yes, in person.
In person.
I would just like to say that I voted for Adore Delano when she was on American Idol as Danny Noriega, and every time I think of every time I hear "Tainted Love" by Soft Cell, I think of her.
So, full disclosure, I thought that I had seen all of season 6, but I don't think I did.
Which is wild.
Yeah, because that's like the best one. But I've seen some of it. I think I've seen maybe the first half of it. But like I saw Trixie and Katya live, and I did not know who Kelly Mantle was.
Sinner.
You know what I mean?
Sinner.
But
Kelly Mantle, I know I told you this, but I'm telling the pod, is Mickey Mantle's nephew.
Which I didn't know. What a gag.
I know.
But yeah, I mean, I watched All Stars 2, and I fully I knew who Adore was, and my boyfriend, he really loves Adore and her like punky rock girl vibe, and I fully respect it too. And so I watched All Stars 2 and like fully supported her when she was like, I have to leave, I just have to take care of my mental health, you know, whatever. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah, girl, do you. I didn't see her face. I wasn't the one that was, I think I was on Instagram or something, but you were the one who saw when she walked by.
I like saw a glance and I wasn't sure, but then I think I heard somebody else say Adore, and then eventually she like turned back around so I could see her face again. I was like, yeah, that was definitely her.
Yeah,
so
no.
That was cool.
So we saw Adore Delano, and then also at the same time, I think the greatest concentration of the queens that walked by us was when we were sitting against that wall today.
Oh, seriously.
Because it was Adore, it was Crystal.
We saw Vivian.
We also saw Raja. Not Raja O'Hara, Raja Gemini.
The OG.
The OG from season 3 who's on All Star 7. Oh my God.
Gorgeous. She was wearing an all gold number.
Y'all don't understand how fucking ethereal Raja looks in person.
Yeah. We saw her on one of the panels as well. There was a panel for All Stars 7, and she looked incredible. She got like a standing ovation that lasted for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, we'll talk about the panels in a minute, but yeah, there is so much love and respect for the OGs there, Raja included. We also multiple times passed by Angina from season 1.
Yeah,
who is still fully at DragCon and fully like 5 foot tall.
No, she's teeny tiny.
She's so small.
She was also wearing tennis shoes, which was...
She was wearing tennis shoes, but her dress looked gorgeous. We also... The thing about DragCon is everybody is judging everyone when they look at each other, but no one is judging anyone negatively. It's like people are looking at each other, but like if you look long enough, you see that people are like saying to their friend like, "Oh my God, they look so cute," or "Oh my God, I love that outfit." Like it's such a positive queer space.
Anti-shade.
It is, yeah, it's anti-shade. It's the opposite of what happens on Twitter with drag fans and queer people. It's so positive and it's so great. And to come back from the depths of COVID and, you know, the depression and things that, you know, the darker spaces that people have gotten to come to a space like this that's so specifically queer and specifically positive about our art and our culture is just, it's been such an amazing experience.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Also today we saw Sonique.
Yes, Kylie. Oh my God, she was right behind us.
Yeah, winner of All Star 6. Fully unexpected. We were walking down the pink carpet because yesterday and today we kind of have just like loosely been walking around the expo. But then at a certain point today we were like, okay, we need to go up and down all the aisles. We need to check everything out because we don't want to miss anything. We want to know where things are if we want to come back tomorrow. And so we were at like closer to the front of the floor on the pink carpet, which is the center aisle. And we were just walking by and I saw that someone was talking to this like really hot like queen. And I looked over and I was like, oh my God, that's Sonique. That's Kylie Sonique Love. And so we turned around and we were like, oh my God. And I gotta say, she looked fucking gorgeous.
She looked so beautiful.
No one looked ugly, by the way.
Oh, for sure. No. Everybody looked stunning.
Yeah, I'm actually also pissed because, like, I thought my expectation coming into this is that obviously there were going to be Rue girls and then there were going to be, like, local girls who were established drag queens in their cities who are going to be, you know, pulling out all the stops, you know, looking hot in their drag. But there have been so many people who I've seen who, like...
Not drag, just, like, cool as fuck outfits.
Yeah, and, like, homemade, too.
Yeah.
I have not seen a shitty outfit. Like, there's not been a single outfit where I've been like, you got that top from H&M and that's like an Amazon wig.
Don't want to see any fucking H&M.
No, everyone has looked so good. And like I said, it's just been such a positive space. Like, we've encountered a bunch of people where we've been like, oh my God, I love your outfit. You look so hot. And then, like I said, there were those people who were gassing us up earlier. It's just like... Even if you're not a fan of Drag Race, I mean, I advise that you are a fan of Drag Race, but if you are just a queer person who wants to exist in a queer space, and if you're getting, like, excited before Pride Month, go to DragCon. Yeah. It is such a magical... It's like Disneyland. Too late now, but... Well, yeah, too late this year. But it's, like, such a magical
it's been
Disneyland
really worth it.
Met Gala space for the queers.
Yeah. There's also, like, old people and children and, like... all walks of life, and that makes me really happy. And yeah, like I've heard Trixie and Katya talk about how there are like children at DragCon before, and I remember our first day we were at the pink carpet and I was like, why are there children here? Kid on her dad's shoulder.
Yeah, she was right in front of us. I was like, why are there children here?
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not the kind of person who thinks that drag as an art should be censored from children. I don't actually believe in censoring children. We were talking about this at Santa Monica the other day. I was like, fully children need to be saying fuck. You know what I mean?
Let the children swear.
Let them say fuck. But oh my God, it's so cute. These kids look so cute. They have all these little outfits. And actually, when we saw Priyanka, there was a kid who was close to the front of the stage, and Priyanka brought her on stage. And the kid gave her like $6 as a tip.
No, you were thinking of Alaska. A kid gave Alaska.
Oh, okay.
$10 and was 6 years old.
So these kids are all right.
The kids are all right.
The kids are fucking good. They know what's up. It's such a great experience. The last person on the list, which is, we still have another day left, so hopefully not the last one that we'll get to interact with, but the last one probably that we'll talk about specifically on the pod, was winner of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 13, the iconic House of Avalon queen, Simone. But here's the gag. We were in this fucking long line for the House of Love cocktails, and we were just vibing, and there was this group of like cute little gays in front of us that were like, I think it was like a double date situation.
They were wearing fun outfits.
I don't know. Yeah, they had these cute little outfits and the mesh shirts, and they were like kissing each other. It was really cute. And like we were just vibing. We were also like fully day drunk and tipsy.
Sure.
So like we weren't being super observant, but I happened to look over, and also for those of you that know, in case you want to go to DragCon in the future, because a girl asked us this today, the House of Love cocktail booths are set up. There's one right in front of the main entrance doors, and then there's also some on the corners of the expo floor. And so we were at one of those, and it was like right by the bathrooms. And so, you know, we're just vibing, and then I look over and I'm like, oh my fucking God, that's fucking Simone. I was like, Caroline, that's fucking Simone.
She was right.
That's Simone. Simone, it's
like,
Simone.
She brushed past us. Like,
she fully brushed past us. Not only was she like headed our direction, when she like cut through our line to get where she needed to go, it was right behind us.
Yeah.
And so, like I said before, I'm not the type of person who generally is like, you know, oh my God, I love you. I love your work. I'm not, you know, but Simone was right beside me, and she's fucking iconic, and I love her so much. So she was literally just right there, like less than a foot from me, which, by the way, also she looked so cute. She had this like green and blue and purple color palette going on.
Pastel. It was really pretty.
It was so gorgeous. She had this beaded hair.
Yes.
And so she walked by, and I was like, oh my gosh, Simone, I love you so much. And she was like, oh my gosh, I love you. And yeah, now I'm gonna kill myself.
And that was the end of Maxwell.
Yeah, I can die happily now.
Yeah, that was an incredible experience. Like, that's the one that I'm like, holy shit.
That one, and also Lemon. Because Lemon just looked right at us, and it was fully accidental.
Yeah. I would also like to say that we did see Carson Kressley as well.
Oh yeah, we did bump into Carson Kressley yesterday. We didn't say hi or anything, but we were just like, you know, floating around the expo floor.
Yeah.
And I turned around and I saw him there, and I was like, I like grabbed Carolyn's arm. I was like, that's Carson Kressley. Carson Kressley is right behind us. That's Carson Kressley. It was great. Also, for those of you that listen to us who are familiar with gay content on YouTube, or if you're a personal friend of mine, you probably heard me talk about this. For any of you who are familiar with The Gay and Wondrous Life of Caleb Gallo, created by Brian Jordan Alvarez, or if you're familiar with his other content on YouTube, he's a comedic fucking genius.
Yeah.
And he also was fully just like
hanging
out at DragCon. And so we passed by this one booth for it was some wig artist or something. Yeah. And I saw him there, and I thought he was working the booth because his little lanyard was an exhibitor tag, and so I thought he was working the booth, but then he started to walk away, and I was like, no, I'm not losing this like I lost Jeff from which, by the way, I have seen. Today we saw Jeff, one of the editors of Trixie and Katya's show, and like I walked past him, and I was like, oh my God, that's Jeff from and Carolyn was like, you should go say hi. And I was like, I don't know. And then I like thought about it for a second. I was like, what the fuck? Why not? And so then I turned around, and I was like inches away from him, and then he left to go to Tia Coffee's booth.
Terrible timing. And then he like got into a conversation with somebody else.
So I missed Jeff from
okay. We've seen Pete a million times.
Yeah, speaking of
we saw Patty.
Petey Prance 8 million times. We saw Patty yesterday at the All-Star 7 panel, but who the fuck was I even talking about? Oh, Brian Jordan Alvarez. Yeah. So this was minutes after I had let Jeff from get away from me, and I was like, there's no way. I was like, I have to say something. So I went up to him as he was walking away from the wig booth, and I was like, hi, oh my gosh, I like Caleb Gallo is so important to me. It's so funny, and you're just such a fucking comedic genius. Can I get a picture? And he was like, yeah, of course. And he was so nice, and yeah, it was great.
Got a picture. Yes, I would also like to say that I met Disasterina yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
I bought a pin from her, and then I told her that it was cool to meet her, and she was fucking cool. And she was like, oh my gosh, that's so nice. And like told me about her show that she was doing on Alt TV. And then she came out and she was like, I want to give you a free hug too. And I was like, yes, girl. So I got to hug Disasterina. Nice. Get this, at 4:20 p.m.
Yes.
On Friday the 13th. Fuck yeah.
That's cursed Dragula queer shit.
I also got to meet Louisiana Purchase this morning, who was just randomly there. I didn't know she was going to be there, but I got to tell her how that I think about her Poison Ivy Rorschach look every fucking day from Dragula, the cheetah print with the leash. And she was like, thank you. I knew someone would get it.
And it was you who got it.
Fuck yes to that, bitch. I was like so grateful. She was so sweet, and she took a picture with me as well. Yeah. And that was amazing. I also met Bible Girl, and Max fully did not know who she was, but that was okay.
No, she was so sweet.
But she was also super nice, and she like asked where we were from and stuff, and told me I looked cool, which like hello. So yeah.
Which I need to paint a picture. Carolyn does look fucking hot. She's got these like she's got these like reflective red Spanx on. She's got cropped
over fishnets.
Yeah, over fishnets. She's got this cropped The Damned t-shirt on, and she's got this little denim sleeveless vest situation.
Yes.
And she's looking fucking fierce. We both have these like pearl appliques on our eyes. Because yesterday,
very gay.
Yesterday we were a little bit timid with our looks, which both days, by the way, even as cute as we look, both days we've been
underdressed,
fully underdressed. Oh yeah.
If you're not in like a wig, you're underdressed.
But the thing about DragCon too is that everyone like there aren't really standards. Like people are gonna be looking hot as fuck, but also everyone is just fully dressing as queerly as they can. And like I'll talk about this in a future episode. There may be a special non-scheduled episode that comes out at some point, but I have been obsessed with Heartstopper recently. And so because of that and because of DragCon, I have kind of jump-started my Pride Month energy. And so to be in a space like this, which is so specifically queer, especially, like I said earlier, coming from the depression and the dark places of the pandemic, it's just so nice to see these queer people dressed as freely and flamboyantly and queerly as they can, just gassing each other up, and no one's judging anyone negatively. It truly is what I imagine Disneyland is to like straight people. And I'm a Disney gay and I love Disneyland, but like I have not felt this energy before since I came here, you know what I mean?
No.
So it's been a wonderful experience. I've had such a great time. It
surely has.
Like I said before, we still have another day coming. Because we are recording today on Saturday, May, what did I say, 14th? Yeah, 14th.
Oh my gosh, we forgot to say that we saw Alaska perform.
Oh, yeah.
Which, like, holy shit.
Now, this one wasn't accidental. The Priyanka and Lemon, that was accidental, but we did plan on...
Alaska was planned.
Alaska was planned, and Cheryl Hull was performing right before Alaska, so we saw her, too. And the song that she did was great. It was from her, I think... new EP. Alaska? No, Cheryl.
Oh yeah, Cheryl.
It was really cute. But we're both big Alaska stans. Carolyn, I think, more than me.
I would do anything for her.
She's not a Sagittarius, as I have recently been told. For some reason, I thought she was. But yeah, no, she was great. Also, so Alaska performed some from her new EP, but then at the end of her set, and these DragCon sets are only like 10 minutes or something
15,
like that. So at the end of her set, she performed "Read You Wrote You" from All Star Season 2, the iconic fucking track, one of the best Drag Race tracks that we.
So funny.
Yeah. Roxy Andrews was not there, and Katya was not there. But, and this I'm still confused about. So she did her verse from Read You Wrote You, and then she brought out a special guest, which was Detox.
Yeah.
But instead of Detox doing her own fucking verse from All Stars 2,
she did Roxy Andrews.
She and Alaska both did. I'm Roxy Andrews, and I'm here to make it clear. I know you love me, baby. That's why you brought me here.
What's up,
which, like,
my personal favorite is good. So you.
Oh God, Roxy, so if you're out there, I don't know if you know, or I don't know if you knew at the time. You've made one of the most iconic and the shittiest verses that we've ever heard.
Yeah.
But I love it so much.
Gorgeous.
And I think Trixie said this. It's the one that had the staying power. They were all fierce, but like, I'm Roxy Andrews and I'm here to make it clear.
I know you love me, baby. That's why you brought me here.
That's the one that people know. Yeah. And so fucking work. Also, speaking of Detox.
This is your tea. You tell it.
This is my tea. So first night here, I'm like, you know, in a new city, and I know all the queens are here. And so I was like, let me hop on Grindr. Let me see what's happening. Because why not? Because also, by the way, for those of you who don't know, I live in Seattle, and a couple months ago, I was just minding my business at work, and I hopped on Grindr one day. I can't remember why. I think someone messaged me or something. And winner of season 5, Jinx Monsoon, Seattle native, tapped me. I didn't even see her, but I got a notification that I had been tapped. And then before I could even respond to the tap, she had messaged me. Jinx Monsoon, winner of All Stars 5 and star of fucking All Star 7. She messaged me, and so I had chatted with Jinx for a little bit, and then I was like, oh my god, I'm such a huge fan. Like, is that really you? Because, you know, people catfish. Yeah. I was like, is that really you? And she was like, yeah, I'd be, you know, happy to message you on Instagram to prove it. And then she did. She messaged me from her fucking official account, and then she followed me on Instagram, and she's so sweet. And then a coworker of mine had gotten me this like Drag Race tarot deck, and so Jinx is one of the cards on the deck, and so I had sent her a picture of it, and I was like, oh my gosh, because I know she's like super witchy, you know, and I sent her a picture. I was like, oh my gosh, you know that you're a tarot card, like what a dream. And she was like, yeah, I totally know that, and I love the outfit that they chose for me. It was so great. So Jinx is super sweet. So then last night, which was Friday, our first day at the convention, or no, it was even, I think it might have been Thursday, I don't remember, but it was Thursday. It was before we went to the convention.
What are you talking about?
Detox. Because
no, that was before.
I hopped on Grindr because I was like, let me see who's in the area. Let me just see who's around, because we just got to the hotel. Like, I'm just curious who's out and about. Because also, when I was in Seattle, I saw winner of season 14, Willow Pill, on Grindr when she hopped through Seattle. And it's like, I'm not trying to have sex with these queens. I'm not trying to like become best friends with them. I just... It's nice to share something in common with these people that you respect, you know. And so I hopped on Grindr, and I was just like, you know, scrolling through, nothing much popping up. I didn't see anyone, except I did see Orion's story. Yeah. But then Orion left, and I haven't seen them on there since. But I was minding my own business, and then it was like, I think it was like 1 a.m. And
yeah, because I woke up to this news.
Yeah, it was like 1 a.m. And someone tapped me on Grindr, and I looked at who it was, and it was fucking D to the E to the T to the O to the whole bit X. Yeah, it was fucking Detox, the legend, who I fucking love. And so she messaged me, and I'm ashamed to say that even though I absolutely knew who she was, I was not going to admit to that, because I was like, I don't know how to act right now. I've had too many White Claws. I don't want to make a fool of myself. And also, her pictures on Grindr were not necessarily super clear that was her as Detox.
I mean, she doesn't have like yellow eyebrows and lime green hair. So.
Yeah, true. Nothing is like neon cyberpunk Detox brand. And so she tapped me, and I think in her like bio it said something about like, if I tapped you after 3 a.m. No, I didn't. And so it was like 1 a.m. at the time, and I was like, does 1 a.m. count? Because like I won't judge. And she was like, no, it doesn't. Thank you so much. We didn't talk a lot, but it's just like, it's so crazy, because these are people that I've been watching, you know, for like 5 or more years at this point, and for them to just be like interacting with me freely.
I know. It's wild.
It's a gag.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so we've been having a great time. We've been fully starstruck.
I forgot we walked past Scarlet Envy out of drag.
Oh yeah. Thursday. On Thursday, before the convention even started, we had gone to Santa Monica for a beach day, and then we had some time, so we stopped by the convention center to do our registration and get our badges. And on our way out, we were like walking on the corner, and there was this person that we both did like a double take, and we were like, hang on, that's Scarlet Envy.
Yeah.
Who I haven't seen at the con.
Oh, I have. She has a booth.
Oh, did you? I didn't see her. But yeah, I mean, we didn't say hey to her or anything, but
she was also like on the phone, and it seemed like she was trying to deal with something. So
she was on the phone. Yeah, she did look a little bit stressed, and she was fully incognito. Like, she had a baseball hat. She had like full stubble.
Yeah, like out of drag. So
yeah, and you know, like, we're not trying to be those people, you know, but it was just nice to be in this space with these people that we, you know, like I said, this is like the Met Gala for queer people, and we're just a couple of lowlifes who just like to talk about it.
Speak for your fucking self.
No, but it's been great. So those are the people that we've just kind of, you know, been in the same area as. In terms of events, we've mainly been doing the panels, which I think I said before we even came here. I think I said that that's probably what I wanted to do more of. Mm-hmm. But the panels that we've gone to have been fucking fierce. Like, okay, so the first day, let me pull up our little itinerary.
Well, we started with the All-Star 7 panel, right?
So, on Friday, yesterday, we got there for the Queen's Walk. By the way, Los Angeles, you have a confusing train system. Maybe it's because I'm coming from a city that has like just a super fucking stupid easy train system to understand because there's only one line. But like I fully thought that I was on the wrong train because I like it. You don't have signs that say this is eastbound or westbound or northbound or southbound. But I guess that's because we were getting on the train in like a terminal station where the line stops. So I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, yesterday our first panel was the All-Star 7 panel with it was such a dream. It was Monet Exchange, it was Jinx Monsoon, it was Trinity the Tuck, the Vivian, Shea Coulee, Raja, and was that
was it because Evie and Jada weren't there.
Yeah, Evie and Jada weren't there, which I was kind of surprised by. But
yeah, I don't know why.
No, it was great. And Carolyn said earlier, by the way, it was hosted by T.S. Madison, who literally every panel that we have gone to so far at DragCon has been hosted by T.S. Madison. So fun. And she is so gorgeous and so funny. But we got there at this panel and by the way, we sat next to this like super nice girl who like offered us chocolates and was just like chatting with us.
And I took candy from a stranger because she was just so nice.
And her sweater was so cute.
Yeah, she was cool.
She was so sweet. But yeah, the panel was great. They talked a little bit about, basic questions like how is this experience different from your first season or your first 2 seasons or whatever, what experiences have you learned. But I think probably the most, I would say, poignant moments to me was when the queens were being introduced. And,
oh my gosh, yes.
Obviously everyone lost their mind for everybody, but Raja, since it's been 11 fucking years, Raja got a standing ovation, and she even started crying a little bit, which is cute. And then Jinx also got, a huge amount of audience love. By the way, also, in person, Jinx is so fucking cute and funny. Like, there was one point when they asked her a question, and she just, like, she fully did not even know how to answer the question, and she just started, like, laughing.
Cackling, I would call it.
Like witch cackling.
Yes.
And if y'all know Jinx, if y'all know what her laugh is like, you know what I'm talking about, but it was so cute.
It was very nice to hear it in person.
Yeah. Monet Exchange is so funny, but she talked so goddamn fast and so Brooklyn.
I know.
I wish I had subtitles.
Nobody love her. That's how I felt when we went to the fucking British panel.
Yeah.
Fucking bag of chips.
Yeah. Yeah, the All-Star 7 panel was great. I'm looking forward to it. Also, I will say this. No shade to the All-Star 7 girls. I'm not shaming you at all. But, they were all absolutely twisted as fuck.
Oh, yeah. At one point, Raja goes, yeah, my edible just kicked in, so.
Which she may have been making a joke, but I'm not sure. Because
then Trinity the Chuck acknowledged it later, too, so I don't think it was a joke.
The majority of them were either drunk off of the House of Love cocktails. Right. Again, not shaming. Those things are fucking delicious and easy to drink.
Yeah.
Or they were high, because Jinx actually said that next Friday, the premiere of All-Star 7 is her 3-year sobriety anniversary. So congratulations to you, Jinx. That's amazing. But yeah, they were all fucking twisted, and it was really funny. So that was our first panel yesterday. And then our second panel that we went to yesterday that we also really could have used some subtitles for was the Bring Back My Girls panel, which was the reunion of RuPaul's Drag Race UK seasons 1 and 2. It did not have the full casts of either season, but it had
like 5 or so of each, I think.
Yeah, 5 or 6 or so of season 1 and season 2. And that actually is going to be streaming on WoW Presents Plus. I don't know when, but we were
filming.
We were at a live well, I don't know about live taping, but we were at a taping of it.
Well,
we were studio audience.
We were in a live studio audience is what we were in. And they, had us, before everything started, they had us all clap, and then they had us all go ah, and then they had us all go like make shade noises.
Yeah, I'm interested to know if this is how studio audience recordings work.
Because it was fucking messy.
So yeah, it was messy, not in like a shady sense, but just in like people talking over each other and
disjointed. Yeah,
it was kind of disjointed.
That might just be how like all TV is. I've never been in
this was my first time being part of a studio audience. I've never done like Judge Judy or Price is Right, so I don't know.
The only time I've ever done anything, I was like an extra in one scene in a movie, so it was like not.
Which, by the way, Carolyn had never told me before, but she was in a fucking movie.
I wish I had the timestamp, but there was a movie that came out a couple years ago called Ashby, and it was a football movie with Nat Wolff and Mickey Rourke.
Nat Wolff from Naked Brothers Band fame.
Sure. And at one point you can like pause and actually see me, so that's cool. But also, I worked a catering job at that point, and one of the parties I worked was in the house that like was also they used for filming. So
hell yeah,
a lot of weird connections with that movie, and I also have never watched it.
You know what? I'm wondering if North Carolina is like kind of low key a film destination because
a lot of stuff gets filmed here. It's really pretty.
Yeah, the first Hunger Games movie was filmed close to my hometown.
Well, actually, part of it was close. Lives. Yeah, part of it was filmed close to your hometown. The like outdoor stuff was filmed at DuPont
District
Forest,
12.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then a lot of the what's it called? The arena.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Was filmed at I think Blumenthal Performing Arts Center in Charlotte. So I knew a lot of people who went and auditioned for that when we were in middle school or whatever.
Yeah, I just remember there was actually specifically this one girl who I had this relationship with, not sexual or romantic in any way. It was more just like.
Are you coming out as straight?
Abso-fucking-lutely not. There was just this one girl who she thought that she was one of the top theater kids in our grade, but she couldn't fucking act.
But clearly she wasn't, because Max was.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm an actor. But yeah, I just remember her talking about it all the time because she was an extra in that. And then I had this teacher whose son was like 5 or 6 years older than me, and he was really hot, and he was also in Hunger Games as an extra. But and then Paper Towns also was filmed in North Carolina.
Also a lot of like Nicholas Sparks movies.
Oh, what was that one high school movie from there was one high school movie from the 80s. I wish I remembered the name of it, but it was filmed at my high school. Oh. My mom told me about it. It's on Disney Plus.
Well, I don't know. You're going to have to be a little more specific. We can look it up.
I don't remember the name of it. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Anyway, getting back on topic. So yeah, we got to see we got to be part of the audience for a taping of the reunion of UK season 1 and 2, which they didn't do because with UK season 1 it was so new and they were still on like a very limited production schedule that they just didn't bake that into the production schedule. But then with UK season 2, for those of you that watched, you remember they had to take a break for COVID, and obviously that threw a wrench into some things. So if you are a subscriber to WoW Presents Plus, and if you happen upon some of these reunions from Drag Race, just know we were in the audience. Were we visible? No.
No.
Absolutely not. No, we were in the back.
But maybe if there's a crowd shot, you can see my long nails going, woo.
Potentially, yeah. Carolyn has about, what would you call that, like 2.5-inch coral nails.
2.5 inch?
No. I'm looking at them now. They're 1 inch. Yeah.
Not even an inch, but like maybe 3/4 of an inch. They're longer than normal.
Yeah, they're cute.
Thanks. I got dip powder, SNS powder, which I had never done before, but apparently it's supposed to be like healthier for your nails, and it has like vitamin E and stuff. So I don't know. We'll see how my nails look when I take them off. Probably wrecked, right? Well, I don't know. I've never done the dip powder before. We'll see. So my nails are stained for DragCon. I don't always paint my nails, but I do sometimes, and I usually go like a black or a navy blue, and sometimes if it's like summer or warmer weather, I'll do like, a multicolored pastel situation because I think that's cute. But typically I'll do them for like maybe a week or so, and then once they start to like, once they start to die, I just like take it off, because the way that I paint my nails, it's such a commitment because I'm such a perfectionist. Mm-hmm. So I have to do it like earlier in the morning, because if I do it after like 1 or 2 p.m., for whatever reason, I guess because I do the coat so thick,
like if I go to bed and it's late enough in the day when I paint my nails, I wake up the next morning and there's like pillow impressions on my nails, and I don't like that. So I try to do it earlier in the morning on the weekends. Yeah. But it's also like I have all these chores and responsibilities to do on the weekend, so I have to like find the perfect time, and I don't always do it. But for a couple weeks before DragCon, I had pretty solidly done, for me just doing them myself, navy colored nails. And I took them off before DragCon, and I had planned to redo them, but I never had the time. And then when I had taken them off, they were like stained orange, because I guess you're supposed to do like a base coat of clear polish beforehand.
I don't know. I know that like I've done like dark blue nail polish like on my toes and stuff, and sometimes if you leave it on for a long time it'll like stain green. I honestly don't wear nail polish that often unless I get them like professionally done, so I don't know.
I do it somewhat regularly, but most of the times I've done it, it's been for a maximum of like a week or so, because like I said, I'm a perfectionist, and so once they start to like wear off, if it's not full nail coverage, I'm like, I need to take this off, because it's not
terrible.
my vibe.
I'm bad for like picking at them and stuff, so
I do my coats so thick that I'm like once they do start to peel off, I'm like, I peel it off like a sunburn, Yep.
Speaking of sunburn,
I got a fucking uneven ass, weird ass, homophobic sunburn on my fucking ankles.
Just on your ankles, though. Nowhere else.
Just on my ankles. Like, my face got a little bit pink when we were in Santa Monica, but for some reason, my ankles got the brunt of it, and I don't understand why. And I'm going to say this. I know damn well I have a couple listeners out there who remember when I basically got sun poisoning and when I was purple for a week. So rest assured, this is not that. However, it is annoying.
Yeah.
Okay, other panels that we saw. We also saw well, this one we didn't stay the full thing for because it was chaotic and
not good.
And yeah, but there was a Binge Queens panel. For those of you who are into the drag culture, if you're familiar with Binge Queens, it's a WoW Presents Plus show, and I think it's on YouTube as well, where just people in the general circle of Drag Race watch different things and comment on them. It's kind of like we like to watch with Trixie and Katya, but it's usually specifically WoW Presents Plus stuff, or whatever other garbage. But it was hosted by Rock'em Sakura from season 12. Our homegirl from North Carolina, Heidi in Closet, and a favorite of mine, Brittany Broski, who I love so much that she's just like fully a straight ally, and she's been able to like introduce herself.
Infiltrate.
She's like a double agent for drag culture, and I love it. We did not stay for the full panel because as much as we love Heidi and Rock and Brittany, it was just kind of unorganized.
Them talking full volume over a show that was also playing full volume was
plus
wild.
A crowd of people that were not quiet, and it was like full on fluorescent lights. It was also later in the day. I think that was like 3, and we at that point we were like, this is a lot, But it was nice to be in the same space as them. I have so much love for them. I listen to Brittany and Sarah's podcast, Violating Community Guidelines, all the time. Heidi is obviously in Hall and Closet, which we talked about a couple weeks ago with Jada Essence Hall.
Not Hall Closet.
Her. Yeah.
Hall and Closet.
Yeah, Hall and Closet. So that was cute. And then we went to see Cheryl and Alaska on the main stage. Oh my fucking God, we didn't even say today.
Are you talking about
listeners? I need to let you know. Today, even though we may not support this individual's politics and their actions, we do understand what they have contributed to the community. We get the gravity of that, and we respect that. And we wouldn't even have this podcast if that didn't exist. However, today, in the flesh, live, we did see the one, the only, the esteemed RuPaul Charles! We fucking saw RuPaul Charles doing a DJ set today.
In the flesh.
But it was crazy because, like, I had been looking at the, like, schedule and the itinerary of, what was happening at the main stage, what was happening in the panel rooms. And I knew that Ru had some DJ sets going on. But today, we got kind of day drunk and we, like, weren't really paying attention. And we skipped to this other panel that we didn't want to go to. And And so we were just vibing, and fully didn't expect it. And we were hanging out by the main stage, and I just happened to glance up, and I saw this bald, bespectacled person effectively just like
dancing with her
arms.
arms.
On top of the screen behind the main stage, just like dancing with her arms up. And I took a closer look, and I was like, that's RuPaul, Charles.
Yeah.
I was like, that's fucking RuPaul. I was like, that's RuPaul.
Yeah.
That's why we're here. I don't know. It was crazy. It was just like to be in the same space as her. Also, fully outside, people were selling T-shirts that said RuPaul is a fracker.
Yes, which go them.
And they spelled out RuPaul is a fracker with like an image of Ru in all these different like positions to spell out the letters. Which, yeah, fully go them. I love that. But also, you know, listen. I'm not running for president. I'm not running for mayor. I'm not running for Congress. Like, politics or whatever, I understand that shit's, like, trashy and not commendable, but for, like, this has been such a huge part of my life for so long. To see RuPaul in the flesh, I was like, yeah, you may be a fracker, but also, like,
I would like to say
RuPaul.
For the record that I do think fracking is a huge issue and a deal breaker, and I do think less of RuPaul for being engaged in it.
Oh, yeah,
Continue.
for sure. No. Like, for sure. I was absolutely disappointed to hear that they were, you know, in support of fracking and that they funded it. People can be multiple
things at a time.
But that being said, without, you know, the I guess I don't want to say branding prowess, but without the like
marketing genius,
marketing acumen that RuPaul has, and without the, you know, desire to bring this art form and queer culture to a wider audience, you know, we wouldn't be here at DragCon. There would be so many people who wouldn't even start drag, who wouldn't be exposed to it.
Most of our like Ru girls now wouldn't have started drag probably without RuPaul.
Yeah. So like, I mean, Blue Hydrangea even said herself that like she grew up watching RuPaul's Drag Race. So like, we don't condone the actions of RuPaul in terms of fracking, but I do love that it has been able to be brought to such a large audience, which is fantastic. Speaking of Blue Hydrangea, though, that brings us to one of the panels that we saw today, which was the UK versus the World reunion, which I was especially excited about because that one we covered live on the pod from the first episode. Yeah.
So, yeah, and that was also a live audience thing, so.
You should be able to see that on WoW Presents Plus in a couple weeks as well,
yes,
yeah.
Exactly.
Oh my god, I just remembered another queen that you were in close proximity to.
Yeah.
My favorite.
Girl, I pissed next to Bosco.
She pissed next to Bosco. I was like, I was day drunk yesterday, and I went outside to like get some air, and then Carolyn texted me almost immediately after I went outside, and she was like, I'm pissing next to Bosco. And I was like, holy fuck, what? Because, as you all know, if you've been listening to this podcast, I fucking love Bosco. Yeah. Like, not only because she's a Seattle native, but also because I just think she's so funny. And we actually stood in the line for the meet and greet for Bosco for a little bit yesterday, but then this dude came up and was like, have you bought your merch, you know, to get the meet and greet? Well, because
it's so weird how they set it up. They have all the meet and greets, but the merch is, like, across the aisle. So we couldn't figure out if you, like,
and they do not have enough signage for it. Like, it's not communicated well.
No, and that's kind of drama with, like, the Voss events that So here's some drama is, like, all the girls from season 14 are in one area with their booths that are set up the same way with completely white interior and a neon sign with their name on it, except for Cornbread and Carrie, because if you didn't hear, Carrie recently got out of her contract with Voss Management. So they have their separate booths that are completely decorated and everything.
By the way, we did see Carrie in person, and she looked effervescent.
And they're able to sell their own merch and all that stuff. So good for them.
Yeah, I mean, like, personally, I don't know the politics and any issues with Voss events, but like Cornbread, and we've mentioned this I think on the pod before, but Cornbread left the show on kind of a weird situation.
There were whisperings that didn't she tweet about how she had issues with Voss Management? No, I think it was on Reddit, right? She never signed to Voss Management, and then I think she said some stuff on Twitter about that, and she kind of has said some things here and there. And then recently, Carrie was like, yeah, fuck that.
So for those of you that don't know, the general vibe, at least for the time being, is when you get on a season of RuPaul's Drag Race, by the end of your run on the season, generally you sign a contract with Voss Events, which is a production and touring company that partners with RuPaul's Drag Race. And for RuPaul's Drag Con specifically, you don't have to pay for your booth. All the other queens from past seasons and from other franchises like Dragula or UK or whatever, they have to pay for their booths. And you can, decorate them however. But if you're part of the most recent season and if you've signed with Voss Management, you get a free booth. And if you want to pay more to decorate it a certain way, you can, but most of them don't.
I don't think anybody did.
No, I don't think anybody did. Because the only ones from season 14 that were not in that season 14 block of meet and greet booths were Cornbread and Carrie Colby.
Right.
And then also the winner of this season is in a booth that's a little bit separate but kind of in the same area because we passed Willow Pill's booth a couple times. But yeah, you fully peed next to Bosco. I actually told Carolyn today I think the way to do DragCon is just grab a couple cocktails and just hang out by the bathroom because you will encounter people.
Where we keep seeing people.
Yeah. That's how we saw Simone.
Yeah. So there's that.
Yeah. And then actually I think that was the last event. The only panel that we saw today actually was the UK versus the World reunion. We were gonna see the fashion photo review panel, which was hosted by Carson Kressley, Raja Gemini, Nikki Doll, Alexis Mateo, and Gottmik, which is an iconic lineup.
Yeah.
But we got there, and the line for it was so
long.
It was like literally, like a mile long. And we were day drunk, we were tired, and we were like, let's just go somewhere else. Because, like, you can watch that shit on YouTube, and it's going to be on Wow Presents Plus, I'm sure. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. We're going to try to go to the Canada's Drag Race Season 1 reunion. What else? Oh, there's also going to be a Season 12 reunion tomorrow because they didn't get to have one because of COVID. So we're going to try to do that. And then also tomorrow is going to be the WowWee Awards, which is the WoW production studio award show situation that they do at DragCon. And
I think Party Monster is going to win everything.
I don't fucking want to talk about that. Hey guys, hey listeners, in case you didn't know, I fucking hate Party Monster. It was such a trash garbage bad movie. And I'm sorry that Macaulay Culkin and Seth Green and whoever else had to be involved in it, but like goddamn.
Chloe Sevigny.
Garbage. Okay, well, anyway, what are you into this week, Carolyn? This is so fun.
Wait.
We're actually recording this podcast in person together, so it's fun.
I mean, I haven't really been like watching or listening to anything. I'm into dip SNS powder nail manicure thing, whatever they're called.
Right.
I'm into legal cannabis.
Oh yeah, do you want to tell them about how we acquired the legal cannabis?
We got weed delivered to our hotel.
Yeah. Downtown LA.
He just pulled up in front of our hotel like he was a DoorDash driver.
Fully with security guards and valets.
Yeah, police standing right there. He had his own little card reader. He checked my ID, had me swipe my card.
He was so nice.
Gave him a little tip, sent him on his way.
Like,
what the fuck?
We fully did a drug deal out in the open in downtown Los Angeles, and it was totally legal.
So on that note, fucking free everybody locked up for cannabis-related crimes because that's insane. And obviously as two white people, shouting about hooray legal weed, we do have a responsibility to make that point as well.
I also want to say, for those of you that partake in legal weed, if you're not trying to be conscious of it, because whenever I go buy weed in Seattle, I always go and ask. I'm like, hey, I'm looking for something in this price range and preferably something local, but, specifically I'm looking for something that's from, a black-owned cannabis business because so many black people and people of color, non-white people, are in prison for a stupid fucking amount of time for something that white people are making so much money off of now. And it's just like, it's 2022. We don't need to be like, why are we still exploiting these people when we know what's going on, I'm not trying to be out here trying to be that like woke liberal arts hero or whatever, but it's like fucking stupid, like, ugh.
But I also love weed, so.
But yeah, weed is fucking incredible.
And I'm only saying that because I'm in California and it's legal here.
Correct.
This is the first time I've ever tried weed.
You can love weed as a concept in North Carolina.
Yeah. I don't do illegal things.
No, I've never done an illegal thing in my life. Okay.
What are you into?
So I'm into a couple things. It's obviously, been a couple weeks since our last episode. And for those of you that don't know, I'm a fucking nerd. And so I keep a list of things that I'm into because I have ADHD and I forget. So bear with me. First thing on the list, I love Solar Opposites. It's a Hulu original show created by Justin Roiland, same guy that did Rick and Morty. It's fucking funny. It's fucking cute. Love that. It's about a couple aliens who crash landed on Earth and they have to adjust to suburban life. It's cute. Additionally, there's a show on Netflix that I've just discovered, even though it has existed for 6 years now, called Crashing, which we were actually just watching before we recorded the episode. Right. It's created by Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who did Fleabag, and she's another one of those just comedic geniuses who is just like, love her. She's so great, and this show is so cute. If there are any listeners who appreciate Bridgerton, Jonathan Bailey, who plays Anthony Bridgerton in Bridgerton, he is in this show, and he's wonderful. It's really cute. I love it. Also, a Heartstopper on Netflix and on Webtoon and wherever else on the internet. But there may or may not be a special episode about Heartstopper specifically. We'll get there later. I don't know. But if you haven't watched it yet, this is me telling you, you have to fucking watch it. It is a gay show with no unnecessary drama, no miscommunications, because we watched Young Royals last night and it was good, but there were miscommunications and drama that didn't need to be there, and so Heartstopper is just great. Also, House of Love Cocktails, which I've been partaking in this whole con, because they're fucking good. And finally, I know I have a lot, but finally, there's this restaurant that we've now gone to 2 days in a row called The Melt. It is only a Californian restaurant, so if you are a listener who lives in California, or if you find yourself traveling to California, try to find an establishment, a franchise of The Melt, because their melt burger is just so fucking good. Fuck. Anyway, that's what I'm into.
Nice.
Yeah. Cool. Do you have any final thoughts on events of the week, or?
I don't think so. There's a song by the Tom Robinson Band that you should go look up. It goes, sing if you're glad to be gay. Sing if you're happy this way. And that's how I feel.
Yeah, like I said, it feels almost like chuggy and cringy to say, but
we're embracing the cringe.
Listen, I grew up as a Southern gay in a conservative Southern town, and so I can't, I know that queerness has been normalized in a lot of ways, and I know that it continues to be normalized in the mainstream, and I love that. But to be physically in my body in a space where I'm surrounded by more queer people than I ever have been in my life, who are celebrating queer culture, dressed absolutely the fucking way they want to, limp wrists out the fucking wazoo. It's I have never in my life been in an environment where I have felt so free to just be gay. Yeah. And me speaking as mostly cisgendered white twink, I know that I'm the most palatable version of gay out there, but it's just, I can't ignore the fact that it wasn't always like this, and so to be here, to be amongst peers and common culture is just so validating, and it's so wonderful. And so I've jump started my Pride energy. It's middle of May, Pride Month is coming up. Everybody get excited. Right. Yeah, I love it. Yay. Yeah. So, thank you everybody for listening. For those of you that have, if you have enjoyed listening to us, we thank you, and we please ask that you rate us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. If you want to connect with us and keep updated with when we have new episodes coming out, or if we just randomly post funny content, Please follow us on Instagram at Mutable Immutables. You can follow us on Twitter at Immutables Pod. You can also find us on YouTube at Mutable Immutables. And we are available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts, maybe other places. I don't know. I've said this before. Whatever. I don't give a fuck now. Like whatever. Like we're out there. Come find us.
Just Google it.
Google it. Google it. We're on Google. We're up there.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much.
Bye.
Bye.